ever seen a flame put out by a big bucket of cold water? During COVID lockdown, my dad encouraged me to start watching science videos. And you know what? They were actually pretty interesting, and the more I watched, the more interesting they became. So, at just 10 years old, I started learning about atomic particles, the periodic table, even quantum theory. And I developed a small flame of passion for it. So, when COVID ended, I excitedly rushed up to my science teacher to tell him all about what I had learned. But instead of him telling me good job, he told me I shouldn't bother. Can any of you guess why? Because it was not on the curriculum. He essentially poured a bucket of cold water all over my little flame, killing it, dead forever. 2 years later, I started secondary, where I made a friend who was really into drawing. We bonded over it, and her work was incredible. So every day, when I got back home from school, I would practice. For hours and hours, I would sit at my desk and learn to draw through art tutorials on YouTube. I learned that other artists, instead of using pencil and paper, drew with a digital tablet. And that's how I discovered my new little flame of passion: digital art. That Christmas, my parents fanned my flame and got me my first ever professional drawing tablet. And I loved it. Drawing with it made me realize this is what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. But there was a problem. Digital arts is not on the curriculum. So, my parents fanned my flame yet again and moved me to a digital film school here in Barcelona, where every day I get to have fun, learn what I'm passionate about, and do amazing stuff. In case you haven't grasped the full weight of what I'm saying, let me underline it. I'm a 15-year-old kid who loves going to school. And not only that, I'm getting excellent grades. And parents, my employment prospect is 99.9%. This is what happens when you fan the flame of passion. And I am not an exception. Take Ivan, who lived near my house, as an example. When he was a kid, he had a passion for bird watching. Not on the curriculum, but people around him fanned his flame, and now he works as a nature guide up in Norway. And my cousin Chloe, when she was 10, she discovered she had a passion for diving. Not on the curriculum, but people around her fanned her flame, and now at just 17, she's not only a multi-gold medalist, but also a certified diving coach. Isn't that amazing? These people got far, not just because they had a passion, but because they had people who fanned their flame. And don't get me wrong, the curriculum is okay. It's good for kids who don't know what they want to do yet. I mean, government statistics stated that 70% of students between the ages 12 up to 18 do not know what they want to do after compulsory studies. But that still leaves 30% of us, almost 1 in 3 kids who do have something they're interested in. So parents, teachers, headmasters, if a kid has a worthwhile passion and it's not on the curriculum, do not immediately pour a bucket of cold water all over their flame. Instead, encourage them, support them, fan their flame, take a step back, and see just how big the bonfire can get.